Welcome students to the live stream of today's English class. I hope more students will join soon. So let's wait for them. I hope few more students will join. Okay. So let's start our live session without waiting for anyone else. Okay, in the last class we have just learned about different tenses and forms of verbs, right? So the verbs present and past are learned in the last class. Verbs are doing words and the verbs change their form according to the tenses by having special endings such as ing and ed, etc. Right? This is a very quick revision. And again, in the next slide we learned about simple present tense. In simple present tense, I told you yesterday that we follow the format of subject plus V1 plus S or ES or IS. Either it is V1 according to the subject, that means base form of the verb, otherwise it is S, ES or IES form of the verb plus object. That is a format which we have to follow to make a simple present tense sentence, right? So to form negative sentences in simple present tense, we should follow subject plus do or does not according to the subject plus V1 then object, okay? And to write or to form questions in simple present tense, we have to follow the particular format which is do or does plus subject plus V1 plus object, right? V1 means first form of the verb or the base form. SUB, subject means the doer of the action. This is what we have completed yesterday and we were learning about present continuous tense. And we were learning how to use the base form to be in present continuous tense. And yesterday we discussed that in present continuous tense, we use the format subject plus am, are or is plus ing form of the verb plus object. And the samples were I am reading a book. I told you we use am in present continuous tense with only one subject, that is I. And we use is with all the third person singulars. Examples he, she, it, Arun, a cat, a boy, etc. And we use are with all the third person plurals. Examples they, we, the children, the students, the cats, etc. Okay. You and I. So you and I are first person and second person, right? So here we were discussing and watching this particular table, positive sentence. In positive sentence, in present continuous tense, we use I plus am plus ing and object. Next, he, she, it, Ritu, a bird. With these subjects, if these are the subjects, then we will use is plus ing form of the verb and the object. If the subject is you, we, they, the birds, etc., then we use are with it plus ing form of the verb and object. Children, you must pay attention on the presentation, okay? This is a very quick revision, so you have to pay attention on the slide, okay? And second thing is that you will have an exam of your lesson number 7 and 8 today. I will be sending the link, and before 7 p.m. the students are requested to send me your answer sheets in Google, okay? Now negative sentences. Look, if we have to form negative sentences in present continuous tense, we have to follow the particular format. What is that? If the subject is I, then I plus am plus not plus ing form of the verb plus object. And if the subjects are he, she, it, Ritu, a bird, then that means third person singulars. Okay. Then third person singular subjects plus is plus not plus ing form of the verb and object. And if the subjects are you, we, they, the birds, the cats, the children, etc., plus are plus not plus ing form of the verb and object. That means with the subject you have to use is, am or are, as we were doing in the normal sentences. And after these helping verbs you have to add simply not, not. Then ing form of the verb and the object. Okay. So only thing which you have to take care is after the helping verb you have to add not to form the negative sentences in present continuous tense. Okay. And if you want to form the questions in present continuous tense, see the format. You have to use all the helping verbs to begin the sentence. That means the first word of a question should be the helping verb, then the subject. So see, am plus I plus ing form of the verb and the object. And if the subject is third person singular, then is plus he, she, it, Ritu, a bird, anything plus ing form of the verb plus object. If the subjects are third person plural, then are, you, we, they, the birds or any other third person plural subject plus ing form of the verb and object. Children, I hope this revision is helpful for you to understand what we learned yesterday. So let's go to the next slide and see here. How do we form simple past tense? We already learned simple present tense and present continuous tense. Now we are going to learn simple past tense. You have learned how to form past tense verbs, means change the verbs into past tense last year. Right, you have written see, so, ride, rode, blow, blew, right, regular and irregular verbs we have formed already in past tense in third standard, right. So now it comes into the application level. So concentrate on the slides and see. The past tense means the simple past tense expresses actions that happened in the past and is over now. It is already completed. मैं कल खाना खाया. Over. Now you are not eating or it's not a continuous action. You had your meals yesterday. The action is over. For example, I got a gift on my birthday. The action is over. Your birthday was over and you received some gifts. It's already performed. The action is totally over. She came from London yesterday. Already पहुंच चुकी है, घर पे है. Action is completely over. They played the game till late. Yesterday होगा, उसके पहले होगा, but time is not mentioned. They played the game till late. Action is perfectly over. Now, simple past tense is formed by adding ed to the regular verb. This tense one e is left. Okay. Simple past tense is formed by adding. How simple past tense form of the verb can be made? With most of the subject, most of the verb, what we do is we just add ed. For example, played. Okay, play, played, jump, jumped. There are a lot of examples for us. Irregular verbs, it's not applicable with all the verbs. Okay, last year I briefed you in third standard. So if we can form the past tense, simple past tense form of a verb or past tense form of a verb by adding ed to it, ed at the end of it, then those verbs are called regular verbs. For example, jump, jumped, talk, talked, walk, walked, If you know any other verbs, you can type it in the chat box by adding ed. If you can form the past tense of any verbs, type it in the chat box. I told you certain samples, don't write that samples. Jump, jumped, talk, talked, walk, walked. Other than this, if you can form the past tense of any verb by adding ed, please type it immediately in the chat box. Cried. But I cried, okay. Ed. Agruti Agarwal has written cried. Fried. Rohit Shukla, chemistry. That means I hope it is Partha Shukla, right? Good. Again, more students. 36 students are live now. Fatfat. Tailed. Ba. Ranjida Kumari. But please. Talked. I think it is talked. Completed. Played. Liked. Anurag, you write another word or otherwise correct the spelling. Swaraj, what is that comma? Abhishek Sharma, type a verb with ed. Rudra Devtale, called. Okay, Vijaya Borkude, sliced. Agruti Agarwal, cooked. Nidhi Shah, type the word with ed. Looked. Fault or failed. Lavanya Pidurkar, played, bathed, looked. Took is wrong, bete. Took is take. Liked. Completed. Spelling is wrong. Talked. Called. Baked. Looked. Zoomed. Cooking. Nidhi Saha, I am asking you to form the verbs with ed. Talked. Completed. Enjoyed. Shod. Spelling is wrong, Navya. Brushed. Walked. Knitted. Good. Again, more students should take part. Tired. Sleep, that is wrong, Harshaladare. Sleep is slept. Cooked. Cooked is getting repeated. Don't use cooked again. Rushed. There are so many other words. Tried, talked, rushed. Okay. You know, nobody wrote danced. Why you don't like to dance? Take is wrong. Bode, Swara Bode. Take, took, taken. Cooked, slept, sleep, slept. Pushed, pulled. Pushed means again pulled. Right. So children, so many children. Okay, washed, invited. Good, good. Good, Anurag. Studied. Very nice. Okay. See, when I ask you to type, all the 41 students, those who are live, should immediately start typing the answer. Okay. Make this wrong, bete. Make, made. Learned, danced, published, punished. Okay. Danced. Okay. Suryansh, immediately type a word with a ed. Verb with ed. Studied, baked, learned, played, entered, checked, published. Okay. Right. Thank you, students. Now, that means you know how to form the regular verbs. Means regular verbs in simple past tense. That means you know how to write the past tense form by adding ed at the end. Right. So now stop typing and listen here. Okay, now stop typing and listen. There are some verbs with which we cannot add ed at the end to form the past tense. There are some verbs with which we can add ed at the end of the verb and form the past tense form. Jumped, cooked, studied, hunted, looked, published, completed. All these are examples, right? But there are some verbs we cannot make past tense form by adding ed at the end. So how do we make it? There is no special rule. You have to learn it like you are learning the multiplication tables, subtraction tables, like that. You must learn these past tense forms. By practice you will be able to learn. Okay. For example, run, ran, cry, cried. Cry, cried, how do we form? You know, if any verb is ending with a y, you have to omit y and add I, then add ed, ied. Okay. Try, tried, marry, married, like that. Okay. Study, studied. And that is one way. And there are some other verbs with which we add aught or ought to form the past tense. For example, teach, teach becomes taught, taught. Catch, catch becomes caught, caught. Think, think becomes thought. Buy, buy become bought, bought. Bring, bring becomes brought, brought. And there are again some other irregular verbs for which no rule is applicable. Nothing. No IED, no OUGHT, no AUGHT. The total spelling changes without following any rules. For example, see, so, SAW, so. It is not see, so. Okay. See, the verb see, SEEC, and it changes into SAW, so in past tense. And another example is go. In past tense, go becomes went. And in the same way, there is another word which is do. In past tense, it becomes did. And draw, DRAW, draw. It becomes DREW, drew. So these type of verbs which forms the past tense by not adding ed at the end are called irregular verbs. So here some samples are given: ran, made, caught, went, so, etc. Now let's see how do we form positive sentences or simple sentences in simple past tense. In simple past tense, if we want to make a sentence, what format should we follow? You know, simple present tense or base form of the verb is called a V1, and past tense form of the verbs are called a V2. Whether it is regular verb, whether it is irregular verb, the past tense form of a verb is called a V2. So when you see V2, you must understand that there you have to use past tense form of the verb. Is it clear, children? If you see V2 in any format, you must understand that you have to use past tense form of the verb there. Okay. So let's see how do we form the sentences in simple past tense. Subject plus V2. Very simple. Okay, it's not very complicated like that of simple present tense. Simple present tense means according to the subject we have to select either base form or else S or ES or IES form of the verb. Here nothing, only one single form, that is freest, that is past tense. Okay, here, okay, thank you Nabia. Good. Agati has written a sample also. Okay. So in simple past tense, if you want to form simple past tense form of a verb, you must, children, stop typing and listen. Children, please stop typing and listen better. You are responding very nicely, I am very happy. But right now, you stop typing and listen to the class. We need to form a lot of simple past tense sentences. Okay, in your textbook there are a lot of samples. I am going to give it as a homework for you. If you don't listen to the class now, then you won't be able to solve it. Okay, you have to solve and send me in Google Classroom. And in the exam you have to form the sentences. You have to solve it yourself. So you must know the rule. So listen the class. Pramod Dikshit, Suryansh Dikshit, I hope you can understand the language. Okay? Stop typing and listen the class. So how do we form simple past tense sentences? See, we have to form the simple past tense sentences by writing first of all the subject. After subject you need to write V2. What is the meaning of V2? I told you it is past tense. For example, he went. Where did he go? We are not telling. He went. Now, by adding an object we can make it clear. He went to school. He is the subject, went is V2, to the school is object. So, the base form of making a sentence in simple past tense is subject plus V2 plus object. Subject plus V2. V2 means past tense form of the verb plus object. Okay. She danced gracefully. Okay. She danced gracefully, or she danced on my birthday. Okay. She is the subject, danced is the V2 past tense form of the verb, and on my birthday is the object. I hope you understood the format. Okay. Now, if you want to form negative sentences in simple past tense, what should you do? See, subject plus did not. You see, in present tense we formed, what did we do? Does not, do not or does not. Here in past tense we are using did not. Subject plus did not plus V1. Now children, pay attention here. After using did not, you should not use past tense form of the verb there. You have to use base form of the verb. For example, I told you he went to school. Now we will change the same sentence. He is the subject, then to make negative sentence we should add did not. So he did not. Now what is the first form of the verb go? Went. It is go. So he did not go to school. I hope you understood. He did not go to school. He is the subject, did not. Then first form of the verb. Went, first form of the verb is go to the school. And another example I told you, she danced on my birthday. Let's make it a negative sentence. She did not dance on my birthday. She did not dance on my birthday. Okay. After did not, you should pay attention that you should use only first form of the verb with it. Okay. Now, if you want to form the questions in simple past tense, how do you form the questions in simple past tense? See, you have to use did at the beginning. If you want to form questions in simple past tense, always remember that you have to use the word or helping verb did at the beginning of the question, and D should be capital letter, first D. Okay. Did plus subject plus V1 plus object. For example, again we will change the same sentence. He went to school into a question. Let's follow the format. Did, subject is he, did he, first form of the verb, did he go to school? Did he go to the school? You see the format, did plus subject plus V1 plus object. Did he go to school? Did he go to school? Did plus subject plus V1. Subject is he, V1 is go to the school is the object. Did he go to school? She danced on my birthday. Let's make it as a question. Let's reframe it. Did she dance on my birthday? Did plus subject is she, dance is the first form, on my birthday is the object. Did she dance on my birthday? Okay, now let's see what is waiting for us in the next slide. In the next slide, again simple past tense. We are going to learn about simple past tense only. And what is simple past tense telling us? Simple past tense shows an action that happened in the past and is over now. She visited Charminar last month. Simple past tense is formed by adding ed to the regular verbs. Irregular verbs take forms such as ran, made, caught, went, saw, etc. And the same thing is repeatedly told. And past continuous tense we will be learning in the next class. I hope you understood today's lesson. Till we meet in the next class, children, it's a bye from my side. Stay at home and be safe. Attend the exercises and the exam which I am going to give you today.